DC Studios is gearing up for a fresh start with James Gunn's Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, and we've already seen proof of that with the first DCU show, Creature Commandos. I gotta say, Gunn knows how to keep audiences satisfied. But here's the interesting part. Once the DCU moves past Gods and Monsters, the studio is open to revisiting the old DCEU continuity through Elseworlds movies. And that means Henry Cavill's final DCEU showdown could finally happen. A Black Adam vs. Superman movie? Yeah, it might actually be possible this time around. So I did some deep digging to find out why, and today we're breaking it all down. Let's dive in. Back in January 2023, Variety dropped a detailed report on The Rock's big plans for a Black Adam vs. Superman crossover. Even before James Gunn and Peter Safran took over DC Studios, big changes were already happening behind the scenes. When former DC head Walter Hamada and Warner Brothers film boss Toby Emmerich were on their way out, Dwayne Johnson met with Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav to pitch his vision for the future of Black Adam and Superman. His idea? A multi-year plan where a series of movies would build up to an epic showdown between Cavill's Superman and his Black Adam. The post-credit scene in Black Adam even set this up with Cavill's brief cameo. The Rock had been teasing this battle for a while, even hinting at it in the animated DC League of Super Pets. But in the end, Black Adam didn't perform well enough at the box office to justify such a long-term plan. Instead, Zaslav handed DC's future to Gunn and Safran, whose new vision for the DCU didn't include Cavill or Johnson. That meant the teased Superman vs. Black Adam crossover became just another what-could-have-been moment. At least a new fan trailer gives us a glimpse of the epic battle we never got to see in the DCU. So, with all that in mind, let's talk about how Black Adam vs. Superman could actually happen. Now that the DCEU is officially done, DC Studios is fully focused on building their new DC universe, spanning across movies, TV shows, and even video games. But that doesn't mean Warner Brothers Discovery is completely abandoning everything from the old continuity. Their Elseworlds brand is still going strong, with Todd Phillips' Joker Folie à Deux coming this fall, and Matt Reeves expanding the Batman universe with The Penguin and The Batman Part 2. Since DC is still keeping Elseworlds alive, there's always a chance they could revisit the DCEU for a one-off Black Adam vs. Superman movie down the line. Once DC Studios moves past their Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters slate, they might be open to telling more standalone stories outside the main continuity. By then, they'd also have a better idea of how to handle Elseworlds projects, making a Cavill vs. Johnson showdown more possible than ever. Of course, whether Cavill and Johnson would actually return is another story. Both actors have moved on to other major projects, but under the right circumstances, and with the right pitch, they might be willing to finally give fans the battle they've been waiting for. And then there comes the question of how much the DCEU will showcase the historic comic book battles between Superman and Black Adam. If a Black Adam vs. Superman movie were to happen, it would have a rich legacy of comic book fights to draw inspiration from. One of the most notable examples is Superman vs. Captain Marvel When Earths Collide, featured in all-new Collector's Edition Volume 1, number C58, written by Jerry Conway, with artwork by Rich Buckler, Dick Giordano, Adrian Roy, and Gaspar Saladino. One of the earliest battles between Superman and Black Adam disguised as Shazam occurred in this comic. Black Adam, with the help of the Martian sorcerer Karmang, orchestrated a conflict between Superman and Captain Marvel Shazam. His plan was to trick Superman into battling Shazam by masquerading as him. This deception nearly succeeded, but Supergirl intervened and used a magical staff to revert Black Adam back into Teth-Adam, ending the fight before it caused irreversible damage. This comic established the unique dynamics between these godlike beings and set the stage for future conflicts between Superman and Black Adam. Another significant clash took place in Action Comics Volume 1, number 831, written by Gail Simone, with artwork by John Byrne, Larry Stucker, Nelson DeCastro, Guy Major, and Pat Brosseau. Titled Black and Blue, this story saw Superman confronting Black Adam in Metropolis due to a misunderstanding involving the villain Dr. Psycho. The chaos started when Dr. Psycho hypnotized civilians, forcing them to commit dark acts. Lex Luthor sent Black Adam to handle the situation, but when Superman arrived, he misinterpreted Adam's actions as support for the villain, leading to an explosive battle between the two Titans. Although their battle in Black and Blue wasn't fueled by hatred, it demonstrated the immense destructive power both characters possess. This fight showcased how their clashes could lead to widespread devastation, a crucial element that could translate well into a live-action film. A cinematic adaptation of this battle could explore the consequences of a Superman-Black Adam confrontation, highlighting the sheer level of destruction they can cause when misunderstood or manipulated. A more multiversal take on their rivalry comes from DC Comics Presents Volume 1, Number 49, written by Roy Thomas and Paul Kupperberg, with art by Rich Buckler, John Calnan, Gene D'Angelo, and John Costanza. In this issue, Black Adam from Earth S arrives on Earth 1, seeking to eliminate Billy Batson before he can transform into Shazam. Declaring his intent to conquer the planet, Black Adam finds himself opposed by both Superman and Shazam in an intense battle that spans multiple dimensions. The DCEU could adapt elements from this storyline, using the Elseworlds approach to bring back Henry Cavill as Superman and Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam for a one-off film. Given the current DCU's emphasis on the multiverse, it wouldn't be out of the question to see a Black Adam variant from another Earth challenge Superman and Shazam. If this were to happen, it could allow Zachary Levi's Shazam to finally face off against Black Adam, something fans have been waiting for since Shazam debuted in 2019. If the DCEU were to make a Black Adam vs. Superman movie, they could pull elements from all these comic battles to create a compelling narrative. The movie could explore themes of power, responsibility, and misunderstanding, showing how two of the strongest beings on Earth could be manipulated into fighting each other. And that's a wrap for today's video. If you want to stay updated on all the latest movie and series news, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and drop a big thumbs up, because I'll be bringing you more updates soon on which movie the Elseworlds lineup will kick off with, along with news on some of your favorite films and shows. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one.